What's up, everybody? My name is Drew Hale. This is December Lee, and we are bringing you our very first episode of Boozy and the Beats. What we're going to be trying to do is I generally pick some music that I think is awesome, and December will pick beer or liquor that pairs well with music, and we put them together. This week's episode is Malt, Liquor, and Gangsta Rap, which was kind of your idea.
Oh, yeah.
Because who doesn't love that?
Exactly.
Reminds me of high school.
Good, straight to the point.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, yeah, it's a kind of music where it's I love music where people can be just blatantly honest about who they are. I have respect for artists when they can actually just say what's on their mind and talk about the struggles that they go through every day. Like, you get a picture of someone's life through their music.
Exactly.
Which is why I think gangster rap is awesome, because it became a culture because it was so real and so relevant for people.
Yeah, that and like you said, the brutal honesty of it, I think was, when it came out, nobody was doing that. Nobody was being honest with what they were seeing in their everyday lives, and I think there's a lot to be said to be able to be brave enough to do that.
Well, as a matter of fact, one of our artists that we're going to be featuring this week, people would ban them from the radio stations back in the 80s because what they were saying was too harsh, and it was it didn't fit within the box of conformity that radio stations were looking for. So I'm really excited to share this with everybody. I think it's going to be fun. You ready to get this started?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So our feature booze is going to be the King Cobra. To go, I believe it'll pair brilliantly with the king of gangster rap, Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre. We could not start this off with Malt, Liquor, and Gangster Rap without starting with the legend himself, Mr. Dr. Dre. So our first tune we're actually going to pair it with is Nuthin but a G Thang, because that was really one of the songs that began to pave the way for the West Coast movement. That started with NWA back in the 80s. NWA kind of paved the way for guys like Snoop and Dr. Dre to do their thing. I think they came up against so much backlash from radio and from the media. There was just so much controversy surrounding them. And they came up against so much of that, and they fought and fought and fought. And I think guys like Snoop and Tupac and Dr. Dre kind of felt the effects of that and were able to speak a little more freely, I think.
Right.
So our feature song is Nothing But a G Thang, and we're going to try some King Cobra right now.
All right, here we go. We're going to go straight from the bottle. We're going to keep it classy here on Boozy and the Beats.
Yeah, this is class all the way.
Oh, yeah. Yep, that good classic malt liquor. Now, I don't know.
It tastes like a parking lot.
I know, right? Sitting out in the 7-Eleven.
Yeah. Oh, man. The first time I ever tried King Cobra, I used to work for, I cooked for Carino's in El Paso, Texas. And the first time I ever had King Cobra, it was after work one night when one of the cooks just went and grabbed a bunch of 40s, and the entire kitchen staff and the cleaning staff just sat in our cars and whatever and drank 40s of whatever and then drove home.
We would sit behind or on the side of the carryout at the corner and, pay people to grab a 40. Because, when you're 16, 17 years old, you gotta drink what you can on $5 a week.
Yeah. Yeah. Before you start, drinking the expensive stuff like PBR.
Right. Before you move up, you gotta start somewhere. And I think, I don't know if you know this, but malt liquor is the reason they're able to sell it so inexpensively is because they use barley like they do in regular beer and things like that, but they also use a large amount of corn and rice, which is a cheaper product to brew with, but then it also gives you a higher sugar content. So, your basic malt liquor should be at least, I'm going to say 6 to 8% or higher. And you get more bang for your buck in a good malt liquor.
Absolutely. Well, there's few better than, if you're going to talk about malt liquor, it doesn't get more classic than King Cobra.
Right, and we are not going to put this in a brown paper bag.
No.
We are not ashamed.
No, here it is. Loud and proud. King Cobra.
King Cobra, ladies and gentlemen.
There it is. I don't know. We decided to start with malt liquor of all things.
Right.
You know?
I mean, why not?
So we're both incredibly I love craft beer and I love especially craft distilleries and bourbon and that kind of stuff. And we're gonna start this off strong with the paper bag special. So we're gonna move on to number 2 here. So, ladies and gentlemen, number 2,
Steel Reserve.
Steel Reserve. I love this on the bottle where it says, extra malted barley and select hops for extra gravity. We'll get you drunk faster. And this is one of the ones that I love this. It's in a plastic bottle.
It's a shatterproof bottle.
Shatterproof.
Just in case you fall while you're drinking.
Aged in the bottle. All right, so shatterproof. So what else could we possibly pair shatterproof with? If we're going to go classic gangster rap, it's got to be Gin and Juice.
Yes.
Snoop Dogg.
Yes.
Gin and Juice, 94, off of Doggy Style.
Oh, right.
I mean, absolutely classic album. Doesn't get a lot smoother vocally
his
than
voice
Snoop Dogg.
and the way he can lay down a track is just, it's like butter.
Like butter.
Unlike
Steel Reserve, which
let's not
we're going to crack it right now. Yeah. Like butter. Well, and it could very well be. You want the honors on this one?
All right, let's try it. Here we go. I feel like I'm holding an actual keg.
You might be. You get a workout with
Right.
these 40s.
Woo!
All right,
Wow.
yeah.
That's real.
That tastes like corn.
Ethanol-y.
And basically tastes like
gas.
gas. Yeah, gasoline. Let's go again.
As people in the industry like to call it, it has a hint of booziness to it.
Oh yeah. That'll wake you up in the morning, boy. So Gin and Juice and Steel Reserve. I'm not sure Snoop Dogg ever meant for this to be paired with Steel Reserve.
I don't know, but we're
gonna
like
do it.
gangster rap. We're thinking outside the box.
Outside the box. Steel Reserve. Get you some.
There we go.
All right, moving right along here. Whew.
Need some water.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
And this is where we're starting with this.
This is rot gut stuff.
This is like gut rot material. Whew. All right, so I think we're gonna go Mickey's. We're gonna go Tupac with this next one.
Okay.
So, oh man. So this is a little bit down the road from Doggy Style and Dr. Dre. Another one of the great legends, gone way too soon, Tupac Shakur.
Yes.
And this is on one of his posthumous. For those of you listening, I don't know what that means. It's really after he died. This was released. From one of his posthumous records that wasn't released till after he died. And this song was a sequel to another song he'd released on his first record.
Oh, okay.
So it was like an answer to that song. And basically it came out as a remix. I think what happened was there were 2 separate tracks on the original. Like when he first recorded it, he recorded it by himself, and then Corrupt came in and did a track, a verse later on, and it was never released together. So in the remix, basically, it's kind of a pumped up version of the song, but it's got both tracks going.
I never knew that.
Yeah, it's really, really, really good. There was a lot of great production done to Tupac stuff after he died.
Right.
But this is probably my favorite one off of that record, and this is one of the lesser known songs.
Right.
Called Still Ballin', and it just absolutely bumps.
Yeah.
I was listening to it on the way here tonight. Like it's just cool. And I love that, with some of these classic ones we can show a classic gangster rap. It doesn't get more classic than Gin and Juice, but this one, I think it bodes well to pair with Mickey's.
For all our Irish friends out there.
If you haven't had a Mickey's malt liquor, you haven't lived. This was a regular in the parking lot of the Italian restaurant where I cooked briefly until I got fired. I never really could do anything except music and drink. I'm pretty good at drinking beer. Gotta have a talent on this life, right?
Exactly. I can make it. You can drink it. We're all good.
That's right. So I made you take the first sip last time.
Turn.
So it's been a minute since I've had a Mickey's. So as we check out Still Ballin' from Tupac,
cheers.
Down the hatch, Mickey's. That's actually not too bad.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
It's pretty smooth. It doesn't have that that like kick from the extra malt and barley of the Steel Reserve.
Yeah.
Leave it to the Irish.
Yep. Good job, Mickey's.
Well
done.
Yes,
Done.
We approve.
Right. I think they probably used less corn and rice and more of the actual barley, the two
You can
row.
taste that.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of corn in the first two.
Oh yeah.
Ethanol.
Yes.
Mickey, that's actually really
For a malt liquor, it is. It's really smooth. It has the creamy texture that you would expect from a basically an American Pilsner, which is kind of in the same area as malt liquor.
This really does have like a Pilsner quality to it.
Yeah, and it's not overly sweet. It's not overly boozy or you know.
It's really smooth.
Yeah. Yep.
So far, this one's been my favorite. Now we're bringing up one here in a minute. I didn't even know this was a thing, but apparently there is craft malt liquor.
Yes, sir, there is, and there are a lot of good craft breweries putting out some really good malt liquor style. In Michigan, at least, I know Greenbush does a really good malt liquor. I believe it's Shorts does a really good malt liquor called Ghetto Blaster.
Oh yeah, I've had that.
And I applaud the craft beer industry for, delving into that style of beer because let's face it, it's had a bad rap. No pun intended.
Right.
Malt liquor has always had a bad rap, and I think for the craft beer industry to take hold of that and class it up and make it what it really should be is a good thing.
Well, it's kind of what there's a guy I know out of Grand Rapids now that is distilling IPAs, basically taking after you brew an IPA what's left over,
right?
Taking the leftovers and the heads and distilling that and making whiskey out of IPA, which we're gonna have to feature here in one of our later episodes. But I love the fact that they're taking something like you said that's had a bad rap, that's generally kind of cheap, low quality, and making something craft out of it. Which I think it takes real talent to do something like that.
Yeah.
So right on, though. There's Mickey's and Still Ballin' by the great Tupac Shakur. So we're on to our final feature of the night, our final booze feature of the night, which, how do you pronounce this?
I think it is pronounced Santa Claus.
Not to be confused with Santa Claus.
Right. Although this is an Austrian malt liquor. It is brewed once a year on December 6th. And they age this for 10 months before they bottle it.
Ooh.
They say that the longer it sits and cellars, that the creamier and more warming it gets.
That's like a cream ale. It's how you bring that not thickness, but that like silkiness.
Exactly. So I'm pretty excited about this.
Look, y'all. If you can see this is a 14%er.
It's a big one.
14%er.
Go big or go home.
That is insane. It's a really cool label. The world's most extraordinary beverage.
Right.
It's extraordinary. That remains to be seen, but 14% for malt liquor.
Ready to find out.
This is also the only malt liquor that we've had tonight that you did not twist off.
Right. Twist off or pay anywhere between 99 cents and $2.50.
Yeah, look at this. This is for a 4-pack. So this better be good.
It's going to be some classy stuff.
Classy shit. So let's do this. All right, we're going to open this with actual bottle opener because we're classy.
Right. All right. There you go. Peel off a little paper.
Oh, yeah, you got to peel the paper off. So if you're going to pay extra for something, you may as well have paper.
Right. They better make you work for it. Okay.
All right, so Santa Claus.
Oh. It smells like almost sweet.
Yeah, it does.
Oh.
All right, salud.
All right. Here we go. Cheers. Wow.
That's really good.
That's delicious.
That has like the little burn in the back of the throat. This reminds me of a Scotch ale a little bit.
Super sweet.
Yeah, it's really got that, like just like they said, like the sugars, which I imagine come from like maybe the corn element of things, like after the corn starts to break down.
But I mean, this is brewed in Austria, so they probably use some really high-powered high sugar content barley.
Yeah, because this is sweet, like along the lines of like a milk stout
or Belgian quad.
Or
even.
yes, a Belgian quad. Exactly. Like it's not sugar sweet like a dessert sweet, but it's got that barley malty sweetness.
Yep.
Like not saccharine sweet, but like milk sugar sweet.
Right. Exactly.
Really good, man. This might be one I'm finishing.
Yeah, and this it's got the 14%. You know it's 14%.
Oh yeah,
it hits you in the back of the throat.
Yeah, I mean it's like the higher gravity of the beer, you can always tell. It's like it's where that burn comes from when you have a good bourbon or a scotch. The higher alcohol content just reacts with the membranes in the back of your throat, so you get that warm sensation. So this is really like a middle of winter. This reminds me a little bit of Lockdown from Arcadia.
Oh yeah,
which is about my favorite beer, especially in the wintertime.
Yes.
Lockdown is about my favorite beer. It's my go-to one. Like if I can't decide what I want, it's always Lockdown.
Right.
So for a beer this good, we have to go with the absolute classics. And so the song I've chosen to pair with this beer is "Straight Outta Compton" by NWA.
Yes! We are finishing on a great note.
because much like this amazing malt liquor, we're gonna finish on a high note, which is Straight Outta Compton. And we talked a little bit earlier about how NWA 1988, when Straight Outta Compton, the album actually came out, was banned from radio and from most public play at all. Explicit lyrics. It was really a community and a people group speaking out against injustice against their people, injustice against like especially young black kids.
Exactly.
I think it was huge, and I think it was much needed.
Yep.
And honestly, I think it's a message that's much needed today too, especially with the Black Lives Matter movement. And just the senseless violence against black people, against police officers, there's just so much senseless violence going on, period. I think, honestly, NWA, as rough around the edges as their message is and was, I think it's a message that's as relevant today as it was then.
I agree.
So I think it's a great way to end off things. Once our Boozecast is over today, you can check out the notes below where I've linked you to links to purchase each and every one of these songs, which I encourage you to do.
Yes.
We also we're gonna rate each and every one of these malt beverages every week, as long as it's beer, on Untappd, so you can follow us there. My account is Ryder Drew.
My account is Tattoo Chick, TAT, the number 2, CHICK.
So go follow us on Untappd so you can see what we're drinking. We are also now on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, and we are on YouTube, which is where we will be posting this Boozecast. So go and like that, subscribe to the page, and please, please, please share it with your friends. Go purchase this music, because honestly, folks, what we're doing it means nothing if you're not going to go support the artists that we're featuring on this Boozecast. So please do that. Support local, support live music, support musicians, support local microbreweries.
Yes, support your brewers.
Yes, support your brewers, because they do excellent work. And thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Cheers.
Cheers.